What's up, everyone? This is Antonio here to bring you another episode in the series of how many shares of a certain company do you need to own to make $1,000 a month, $100 a month, and even $100 a week. So in this series, I do pull up the companies you guys do want me to cover. So this is a list I do have that you guys have been telling me, to add. We're actually going to be covering Kroger, but we'll pull up the company for that video. Pull it up on Seeking Alpha, look at the company profile, then we look at the charts a little bit, and then we look at the dividend summary about the company, and then we wrap it up by looking at the dividend yield, seeing if currently the current yield is the best time or if previously when it was. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. In today's video we will be going over Kroger, which is the next one on the list. So if we pull up Seeking Alpha, ticker symbol KR, the Kroger, I'm assuming that's company, and then they're currently trading about $46.52. If I pull up the company profile, we can read a little bit about them. So the Kroger operates as a food and drug retailer in the United States. The company operates combination food and drug stores, multi-department stores, marketplace stores, price impact warehouses. Its combination food and drug stores offer natural food and organic sections, pharmacies, general merchandise, pet centers, fresh seafood and organic produce, and multi-department stores provide appeal, home fashion, furnishing, outdoor living, electronics, automotive products, and toys. The company's marketplace stores offer full service groceries, pharmacy, health and beauty care, and perishable goods, as well as general merchandise. So you can read a little bit more about them, but they are in the consumer staples sector. Industry is food retailer. Employees are right around 430,000 employees. They were founded back in 1883. That's such a long time ago, guys. And you can actually visit them at this website if you want to see the products that they do offer. If we go back here, we can actually look at the charts. If we look at the year to date, they are up by 4.61% in the green. On the 1 year, they are down 2.08%. And then on the 5 year, they are actually up by 49.87%. And then 10 years, they are up 149.36% in the green. And then total since, I'm assuming the charts go way back to maybe about 1993, they are up 1,655.48%. And then if we look at the 52-week range here, guys, 52-week low is a $41.82. 52-week high is $52. So it's trading right around the center in the middle of the both 52-week range. EPS is a 4.52. PE 10.29. Rate on the dividend is $1.16. Yield is coming out to be about 2.50%. Market cap's actually pretty decent, 33.37 billion market cap for this company. If we look at the dividend scorecard, we can scroll to the bottom. Again, they are in the consumer staples sector. Dividend yield is a 2.50%. So typically around the dividend yield that I like to look for, I usually like between 3 to 4% dividend yield. Usually the lower dividend yields have a better 5-year CAGR, so that's kind of where I aim for to get a little bit less dividends now, but in the future the compounding will be much greater. On the annual payout, we do get about $1.16, so for 1 share you do own, you'd get paid this much per share. Payout ratio is at 24.30%, which they have a huge room to grow this dividend in the long term. 5-year CAGR, guys, this is what's really nice. 5-year CAGR is a 15.75%. 5-year double-digit 5-year CAGR. This is probably a company up my alley that I should really look more into, potentially something that I could invest and see me holding for the long term. This is actually one I'm actually pretty interested in now. But if we look at the dividend growth, it's showing 15 years. Very good here. They do pay out quarterly for the frequency, and they pay out 29 cents, guys. So if we pull up the calculator, we can actually start crunching some numbers. So let's try to figure out how much of this company would you have to own to make $1,000 a month. So we want to make $1,000 a month. There is 12 months in a year, so annually you do need to make about $12,000. So if you actually take the $12,000 divided by the annual payout, which is at $1.16, you will actually get the total number of shares that you need to own to achieve the $1,000 a month from this company. Of course, you would require a lot less shares and capital if you actually were investing in this company for the long term and reinvested dividends, and you know, just takes a lot less, but definitely requires more time. But anyways, multiply the 10,000 shares times the current share price, which is $46.52, which gives you roughly about $481,241, which if you were to deposit that much and buy that many shares, you'd be roughly making about $1,000 every single month in pure dividends, guys. That's pretty sweet. Quick way to calculate this is you can actually take the $12,000 you need to make annually divided by the dividend yield, which is right here, the 2.50. So 2.5, you'll see we roughly get about 480,000 is what you'd have to have invested. That's a quick rough estimate, the way you guys can do that. Let's go ahead and do the next one, which is $100 every single month. I feel like this one's a little bit more achievable because you do require a lot less capital. You can actually take the previous answer divided by 10 and that is your answer, but since we do have the calculator and maybe it helps someone else, we'll go ahead and go through the math. So we want to make $100 every single month. Again, there's 12 months in a year, so annually we do need to make $1,200. If we look at the annual payout, you'll have to divide that by $1.116, which this gives you the total number of shares. So we need to own about 1,034 shares, and then if we go up here, we multiply that times the current share price, which is $46.52. You'll see we roughly get about $48,124 that you'd have to have invested into this company at the current share price, and you'd be roughly making about $100 every single month, which is honestly pretty great because then that compounding effect does happen for you in the long term. Quick way you guys can calculate this is take the 1,200 divided by the dividend yield, and you'll see we roughly get about 48,000 as well. Let's go ahead and do the last one, guys, which is $100 every single week. Imagine that, guys. So we want to make $100 every week. There's 52 weeks in a year, so annually we do need to make $5,200. Divide that by the annual payout that they do pay out, which is $1.16, and this will give you the total number of shares you need to own this to achieve it, which is roughly about 4,482 shares. Multiply it times the current share price, which is $46.52. So you'd have to roughly have invested about $208,000 in this, and you'd be roughly making about $100 every week, which is honestly pretty great. And you really don't need this much capital if you have time. Remember, they do have a double-digit 5-year CAGR, so that compounding would be very juicy and very great. But anyways, quick way to calculate this is take the 5,200 that you need to make annually divided by the current dividend yield, and you'll see that we roughly get about $208,000 that you'd have to have invested in this. But let's go ahead and wrap up this video by looking at the dividend yield for this company. So if we look here, guys, we have the dividend yield. You'll see that this is the yield itself. It's fluctuating over time in the 5 years. You'll see that back in 2019 or so of June and July, we had a dividend rate for Kroger for about 2.61%, and then it's been slowly going down, and now it's finally starting to come back up and getting higher. That's potentially because the share price could be actually going downwards, but who knows. This is actually a company I am actually pretty interested in looking further into. Definitely love the 5-year double-digit 5-year CAGR. I do shop at Kroger, so that's also a plus. But let me know in the comment section if you guys are invested in Kroger. Let me know any other companies you guys want me to cover or that you'd like me to add to the list. We'll eventually get to it. But don't forget to subscribe with that notification. Help me reach that 20,000 subscriber mark. Definitely would appreciate it as well. If you wouldn't mind dropping a big thumbs up on the video, costs you nothing, helps out the channel. And I will talk to you guys later. Take care, stay safe out there. Bye guys.